Hey everyone, my name is Stephen Farrell and I like Zack Snyder. These are my thoughts on Man of Steel. So the reason I've decided to open this video with an AA type introduction is because we need to get over this Zack Snyder hatred thing. I think this movie proves that he's not that bad. Yes, Christopher Nolan's in the background and David S. Goyer and their fingerprints you can see all over this film, but I think he's a good director. I think he's got great visual style, and yeah, he might be most of the time style over substance, but I still enjoy the films he does. Overall, I have to say I really enjoyed Man of Steel. It's got its faults and it's got its flaws, but there's enough people that are going to celebrate that. But I want to choose not to do that. I will point out first and foremost, I'll get it out of the way. My main issue with the film was the relationship between Lois Lane and Clark Kent, because it force-fed you that, and it didn't grow at all organically on screen. And I think the problem with that is the way they decided to tell the story and leave the Clark Kent mild-mannered reporter Lois Lane story till probably the second film, because that's, you'll see when you see the film, you'll see how that ends up. So you don't get to see that in this film, and I think that's to its detriment, because that's where you get used to seeing these two characters together. You see their relationship growing, even though she falls for Superman and you know isn't having the same way, isn't falling for Clark Kent. This is a reboot and this is a rejig of it in a way, because Lois knows he's Superman. So you don't get to see that first and foremost. They've told it differently. So while I do overall like the way they approached the film and how they told the story in a non-linear fashion and back and forward, I really thought that was refreshing. But sadly, because there's none of that Daily Planet stuff in it, and there really isn't, that is to its detriment. So that's my major gripe with it. It's a little bit too action heavy. I never actually thought I would say that, or as a flaw, but it really is big on the destruction, particularly the last third of the film. Many people have died in this film. It doesn't exactly shine a bright light in that, but many people have died in Metropolis in this film. But it does deliver on the thrills, I think. I genuinely thought it was an enjoyable film, and I would recommend it to anyone to go see. The cast is great. Henry Cavill as Superman is fantastic. The rest of the cast, like you know already, are terrific, and I'd love to see, you know, what's left of the cast anyway in the second one. You know, I'd love to see the sequel, so thoroughly enjoyed that. I don't, like, people will have issue with Zack Snyder, but I think you can overlook it. I think he delivers in this film. I preferred it to Superman Returns, but then it's been years since I've seen that. Didn't feel the need to rewatch that again. Visuals are great. The style choices I thought were all great. The soundtrack was fantastic, and the sound editing in this film is amazing. It's one of the standout things for me in the entire film, because I was blown away in the seat while watching it. I got to see it in IMAX in 3D, and the audio was just blew me back, and I thought it was really good. So that is pretty much in a nutshell. I'm not going to spend any more time on it. You should go see this.